Okay, so now we're gonna put a roof on this house. I'm going to use the information from the images I have to understand what's going on with this roof, first of all. So if I look at my plan, in plan view, I can see that I have this dash dot orange line going around my house plan. Now, if I look at my multiple images, I can see that there's multiple roof pitches and roof faces. So if I'm looking at my front elevation, I can see this slopes up at a 2 and 12 slope. Then I have a flat roof over this section that is elevated. I have another flat roof, but it's lower on the left-hand side. If I look at my rear elevation, I can see that this slopes down to a flat roof that's also a little bit lower than this roof face here. So if I look at my plan view, I can see that here's the uppermost roof overhang, and that's going to be at, we don't have elevations on here, so you can set that where you want. Then I also have this piece that goes like this and it's sloping. This piece, it looks like it just, this piece overhangs and just goes to here, and then but continues to, here's a dashed line. And then there's this piece that goes around here and goes here or here. Okay, so we're gonna play with this a bit. That's a great facial expression. So first of all, what I've done is, actually, should I take it back? So first and foremost, I'm going to be drawing on top of my walls. I need to make sure they're grouped. If they're not grouped, it's going to be a mess. So yes, I have my exterior walls and they're all grouped separately. At this point in time, I have grouped all my interior walls. I don't have all the interior walls drawn, but the ones I do have are grouped. Now, what I want to do is, I've also drawn a line here. I could just draw a guideline. I've done a guideline so that this edge, which if I look on my plan, that's where the roof line goes. Oh, it's over the other side of the wall. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to use my rectangle tool. I want to do it on my blue face. And right now I'm just going to leave that as is. I'm going to push pull. I'm going to go up 1 foot. Now I can do a few things. So if I look back further, this does go, this roof does align with this edge of the wall. So I can, it's, instead of trying to draw it, I've created this mass, and then I can easily manipulate this and push pull it over, right? I can easily, I've aligned this, and instead of offsetting it, I can just push pull this out now 2 feet for an overhang. I think I moved my, and I can go this way, and I can go 2 feet, and I can go this way. So it's easiest to create the mass and then manipulate it. Just not moving your cursor. Okay, so before I go any further, I want to select all this object and group it. So Command G. I'm also going to go up to my layers. I'm going to create a new layer and I'm going to call this my roof. I'm going to take this group that I just selected and I'm going to send it to my roof layer. Now, I want to rotate this. So this is sloping at 2 and 12. So if I go to my front face, I can use my rotate tool. If I wanted to, I could also lock it to the green plane. So just like we've been doing before, I can, instead of an angle, so if I look down in my text box, my data field entry that says angle, and right now I'm at 4.6, right? But I can go and I can type in 2:12, and that's going to give me a 2 and 12 slope. Fancy that. Now, what I have my roof sloped, but I don't have my walls up to my roof. So there's different ways of doing this. I want to keep them separate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this bottom face. I'm going to copy it, Command C. I'm going to exit out of that group and I'm going to go Command V. And I'm going to place this where it is. I'm gonna, now it didn't maintain the rotation, so I'm just gonna rotate it again. Ooh, right. I actually don't, so I went into my roof group. I copied that face, then I went out of my roof group. But I actually want to go into my wall group. So I'm going to cut this again, Command X, and I'm going to go into my wall group and now paste it in here.
I see.
Right? Oh, and that time it saved the rotation. Okay. So now what I want to do, because if I, the easiest way to do this is push and pull my walls up, right? So if I push and pull my walls up, and I brought that face in because I do want to intersect these faces. So I want to push and pull this wall up. I sectioned off, I'll take it too far. I sectioned off the wall so I could just push and pull this section underneath the wall up. Does that make sense? So all I did was put a line across and now it's a separate face and I can bring it up. Now, if I erase this right now, what's going to happen is it's going to erase all the faces, right? Because what's happening is I have these, this face underneath here, but a face and a face won't draw a line to complete the face. So what I could do is I could use my line tool and draw a line at that intersection. Okay, and now this is a complete face, and I can erase these two lines for this face. Okay, so now I have this face, and this face only goes up to the underside of the roof. That's one way of doing it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these faces and this face, and I'll go around and select this face and this face. this face. Ooh. That might be an issue. I don't have it. I didn't sever it all the way there, so I'll just see what happens, and I can always undo and make modifications if I need to. Okay, so I have all the faces that are that intersect my roof face, and now I want to select my roof face as well. Then I go up into my edit menu and I go intersect faces with selection, and that automatically draws those lines along those intersecting points. Now I can go and erase these pieces, and the pieces get cut off on the underside of that roof face. So even though I extended these walls up past this roof face, these ones now only go to the underside because that was that face that I brought in and it intersected with. Does that make sense? Any questions? Does everybody feel comfortable about doing the flat roofs? Right? This, a flat roof. No? Oh, that was good. Okay. Yeah, give it a try. Okay?